Virgo. Welcome and welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We are talking about May already, right? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope that April has been and is treating you well. We're changing up the spread a little bit here. I mean, we'll see if it sticks. I love this spread. I've been feeling called to work with this spread for a little while. So anyway, it's really just kind of a matter of like fitting everything into view. So we'll see. These cards are like pocket size. So they're a little bit smaller than like the standard card. So we'll see. I hope that you like the spread as well. Of course, let me know in the comments. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to shuffle the deck 3 ways, 3 times one way, and then 3 times another way, because 3 is my number. And if you have a number, again, let me know what it is in the comments, because if you know, you know. So I'm going to shuffle the deck 3 times one way, 3 times another way. I'm going to split the deck, and then we're going to take the top 9 cards off. So it's more information than the previous spread. But yeah, I mean, we'll kind of see how it goes. So we're looking for message for Virgo for May 2022. Virgo. Okay, feeling chatty. Was that 3? Okay. I don't know. And that's also a difference, right? Like, we don't really take the ones that, jumpy ones. So we have the 6 of Wands, beautiful. The Ace of Cups, also beautiful. King of Pentacles, wow. 6 of Cups, 5 of Wands, King of Cups, 4 of Cups, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands. Who is that? Empress. And then the 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay. My Taurus sun needed it to look aesthetically pleasing, so I just wanted to be sure that everything was, that you could see everything. So there's not necessarily a rhyme or reason to this. It's kind of like bingo, where it can go across, it could go diagonally, up and down. I mean, we're going to talk about each row, and then we're going to talk about each column. There's definitely kind of like this beginning, middle, end type situation going on here also. So we start with the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands talks about some level of success or feeling some level of success. You know, I mean, there's all these people around, you know, kind of clapping and celebrating you. Wands talk about action and also like information, communication. So it's kind of like, you know, whatever you have been kind of putting your, or like acting towards has been really kind of paying off, or maybe it is going to feel finally like it is paying off. We have the Ace of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups talks about literally your cup is runneth over. Right? I mean, this is the feel good card. So, you know, whatever this kind of success is, this is you feeling really good about it. And also, you know, when we talk about the Ace of Cups, it also talks about how, you know, like your cup is full. So it gives you the ability to kind of share with other people. Like you want to start collaborating or partnering, you know, with other people. It could definitely be, of course, with relationships, and that could be romantic or platonic or business, We do have the King of Pentacles next to that, and the King of Pentacles is definitely very business. It's also an Earth card, right? So it's definitely your energy. I believe the King of Pentacles is Capricorn specifically, but you know, the kings are the highest expression of the suit. So, you know, Pentacles talk about our money and security and resources. Also talks about our physical 3D body. I mean, he's holding a cake there and he's got like wine in his hand. So there's this achievement, you know, when we talk about the kings, but also when we get to the king, it's also about, you know, kind of sharing those with your kingdom. So, you know, I mean, that could be anything from your family to your community or work, right? So there seems to be, at least, there's this level of success that's either come with work or kind of what you have been spending your time doing. And it's almost like you have this newfound, because the aces are also, you know, kind of new stuff coming in. It's a beginning, right? So maybe you're starting to feel like the King of Wands. Maybe you're starting to feel like you can kind of take a break, or at least just kind of like exhale or inhale, however, which way it resonates, but you have a bit more breathing room in general. And then we have the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups talks about nostalgia and reflection. It's also, you know, an inner child card for me. So, you know, I mean, you could have been doing a lot of, you know, kind of inner child work with yourself. But this is also maybe something that maybe it was like a goal before, and it's almost like, you know, it's coming back around. It's being brought back up, right? And the Five of Wands next to it. Now the Five of Wands would be kind of the central energy here. I mean, there's a progression between the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands, but there's also a regression between the Six of Wands and the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands talks about conflict and a bit of, you know, competition. It's almost like there's too many chefs and not enough cooks type of thing. Even these cats are arguing with each other. So there's this like kind of breakdown in communication. Or, you know, it's like everybody is trying to get them, like everybody wants to be heard at the same time, but nobody is actually listening. And then we have the King of Cups. And again, you know, we have two kings here. These could be two different people in your life. I mean, this could definitely be you, you know, embodying both of these energies. Absolutely. But it could also be two different people. And it doesn't have to be like masculine. I mean, it's just, you know, the king is just the energy of the suit. It doesn't have anything to do really with gender. But when we talk about the King of Cups, cups having to do with our emotions, right? Again, he's holding this Ace of Cups here. The King of Cups is empathetic and compassionate, and not only towards himself, but to other people, right? There's this level of intuition that also comes with the King of Cups, being very in tune with themselves. So that could even be, you know, kind of opening up for you too. This might even be like some sort of resistance towards this growth. Because, you know, the Five of Wands is between the Six of Cups and the King of Cups. So there could be some sort of resistance towards focusing on or reflecting on an old, like I said, goal, or the way that you used to feel, or the dreams or desires that you used to have. And even with these both being cups, you might even just be trying to kind of get back to an old way of feeling. Like, you know, maybe you've been like, man, you know, when was there a time in my life where I did feel content and I felt like my needs were met and I felt fulfilled, and I had, you know, like the capacity and the energy to be compassionate and give myself grace, but also, you know, give grace and compassion to those around me. It's also interesting that the only card really, so there's these two cards where there's other people involved, but really it's a central card that has all of these people kind of bickering amongst themselves, right? So there could be, you know, like some people that, you know, like maybe there's people that have contradictory, you know, like opinions towards yours, or maybe even, you know, like the information that you're getting is contradictory and maybe even like a little bit frustrating. And then we have the Four of Cups down here, and the Four of Cups talks about disappointment. And feeling a bit discontent. Like, you know, there's these three cups here that, you know, this figure is clearly not impressed with. And, you know, we have this other figure bringing in yet another cup. So again, you know, I mean, there could be this search of like something, and maybe you just feel like you haven't found it. And maybe there is this search for fulfillment and purpose and feeling content. And maybe you just kind of feel like you haven't really found that yet. Like maybe you have been really working hard on getting to this King of Pentacles energy where you do feel secure and you do have your needs met on a financial 3D level. You do feel secure in your home. You do feel, you know, that your family's needs are met, or, you know, work or friends, people around you. This has an energy of really kind of taking it, like there's too much on your shoulders almost, is how this feels. Like it's almost kind of like you're taking this on, like it's solely your responsibility. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Here. I was just looking because I'm like, it's interesting that the majority of this is knights, or excuse me, cups and wands, with the exception of this one King of Pentacles here. So, which is beautiful, honestly, because there's no swords except for this Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And I feel like the last few readings that Virgo has had has really said, get out of your head and into your body. And this is exactly what it is about being in your body. Cups, very much about being in your body. Wands is about, you know, kind of communicating your needs and, you know, really kind of starting to like act towards the thing. And that's what the Knight of Wands does. They're the action cards, right? Like they're going to go for it. We have this dragon up here. the assumption or like the feeling that I'm getting is that, you know, this knight is going to kind of try to tame the dragon. And I know the Queen of Wands isn't out here, but when we get to the Queen of Wands, she's sitting on this dragon. So there is this energy of, you know, kind of taming the dragon, or even taming isn't even the right word, but it's almost about working together, because wands, again, you know, I mean, it does have to do with action. It has to do with communication. It also has to do with creativity. And when we talk about the wands, or excuse me, the knights are also the information bringers. They're the ones that insert the information into our lives. Oh my gosh. There's this kind of playful energy that comes along with the knights also. And there's this calculation that's going on even in this card. Like, you know, this cat is maybe a little bit distracted by, you know, kind of this magic that's like coming out of the wand. But this knight is very focused on this dragon. So, there's this, you know, like I said, like there's kind of this formulating a plan of action is how that feels like to me. But also, you know, like really kind of keeping that playful thing. Like I hate the saying, don't be so serious. Hate that. Absolutely hate that. And that might be my Virgo moon that hates that. But it's almost just kind of like a reminder of not forgetting that, you know, like there is also room to try to have fun. And by fun, it just means, you know, like finding little things here and there that you enjoy in the process. Like for instance, like I'm trying to kind of perfect these sun catchers that I absolutely love the idea of, and I love how they're coming together. However, you know, like it is like kind of just one thing after the other. It's a learning process. It's new. I hate new stuff. I hate learning. I'm just not a fan of that process. I just want to be able to just do it, right? So I have to like really kind of stop myself and, you know, find the things that I do enjoy in the process. Like I do enjoy wrapping the stones. I do enjoy cutting out the wood. I do enjoy sanding the wood, right? Like I do enjoy actually seeing the things coming together in that plan of action, right? So it's not like taking the seriousness out of it, but it's also just making a little bit of room to find those little things that you can also enjoy. That way it doesn't make it seem like so tedious, and like it doesn't make it seem like a chore, and it doesn't feel like it's all work all of the time, right? And then we have the Three of Wands, which is how we're ending this spread, right? And the Three of Wands talks about, generally or traditionally, it talks about, you know, like your ships coming in. It's this message of being ready to move forward, but maybe you don't feel like you have enough, and like enough information to actually do it. But in this depiction here, you know, there's kind of all of this energy that's coming out of here. It's almost kind of like she's formulating like what she's going to do. Because I mean, she is standing on this cliff. There's this water here. And really, she could just be trying shit. Because, you know, she also, I don't know if you can see, but there's these two wands on her belt here also. So, you know, she could just be trying this one to see if it feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, try another wand, try the third wand, right? Like, just because you kind of pick one thing, it doesn't necessarily mean like you have to stick to it. And especially if it's available to you, because the other two wands are already available to her. So try it out, see how it fits. And if anything, try the other two wands out too, right? There's options. And then the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and then the World behind that. That's kind of interesting. And the High Priestess. This feels like freedom. Like, this actually feels like its own kind of message about, like, you have come out of this Eight of Swords energy. They almost kind of feel like they're the same person just because of the hair color, really. That's the only reason. But, I mean, just kind of look at the difference, right? There is this level of freedom and kind of carefree, like, you have, swords have to do with our thoughts, right? So it's kind of like you have thought about every which way something could have gone, will go, right? And there's kind of this, there's also, you know, when we talk about the World card, the World card says that you have learned everything that you needed to learn from a situation. And it's like, you know, the ending of a cycle, because what comes after the World card? The Fool. So it's the end of the Fool's journey. You've seen what you needed to see, and, you know, you can kind of move on. And like I said, I love that the only swords that we have out here are at the bottom of the deck. And I love how the World card is behind that, because it seems like all of this, like, being up in your head business is coming to an end. And there is, now it's like you're acting on the things that make you feel good, and even working through conflict. So let's go down the columns here, and then we'll wrap it up. So we have the Six of Wands, Six of Cups, Four of Cups. Now this kind of feels, you know, the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups. Again, you know, I mean, the Six of Cups is always going to be, you know, kind of reflection or looking back in order to kind of gain something in the future, or just kind of maybe even see things from a different perspective in the present. So this could be something, the Six of Wands, a success, could be something that, again, you know, is something that came up in the past, or that you have been really kind of even waiting on, and really kind of putting your emotion into. And maybe there's this level of disappointment because maybe it hasn't worked out in the way that you have wanted it to. But at the same time, it's almost kind of like, you know, this disappointment is behind you, because the disappointment is at the bottom. The Six of Cups, or the Six of Wands, is at the top, right? So, you know, the Four of Cups could just be the undertone. But there is, you know, here's this Ace of Cups here. The one cup that's even up here, right? So that's the cup that's going to maybe even kind of change the way that you are feeling. And this could be how you're feeling about yourself. This could be how you're feeling about your relationship. This could be how you're feeling about work. But also, you know, I love how in this depiction of the Ace of Cups, you know, it's dripping onto the ground here and it's feeding this cat, but also there's these plants that are growing. So there's, you know, this life that, it's almost like this rejuvenation for life, or this newfound love of life. And then the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands, this could be something that you've really kind of had to, maybe you've just even been struggling to kind of get to this point. You know, this could be, you know, if there aren't other people involved, it doesn't have to be like 5 other people or 4 other people, but if there aren't other people involved, then this could just be, you know, like all of the stories that we tell ourselves, right? Like it's the self-sabotage and the I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this, or how dare you feel this good about yourself, or, you know, what, you know, like the shame stuff that just those gremlins that come up for us, right? Like maybe that's kind of been the struggle, and that's been kind of holding you back from these feel good emotions. And maybe that's what you have been kind of getting under control, or even just working on like a plan of action towards dealing with, right? Because I mean, this dragon looks like a little pissed, or at least intimidating. So it's kind of about like, you know, I don't want to say like taming your own dragon, but it's really kind of about like getting this situation under control so that you're not like holding yourself back. And if it is other people around you, maybe you are kind of starting to express, hey, you know, like, I understand that maybe your opinion or your doubts and your fears that you're projecting on me, but it's really not helping me in this situation. Like maybe you're starting to communicate that to people and just say, you know, I can value your opinion, but I would rather ask for it before it's just kind of, you know, given without invitation or some other form of, you know, saying, don't project your shit on me. And then the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Three of Wands, like this is, again, you know, like just embodying the Pentacles energy and embodying the Cups energy. It can be 2 different people, but again, I mean, this could be you embodying your body and your feelings, like melding those things together. And that could be, you know, the information that's coming in, or that could be what you're starting to even just kind of play with. Like, how can I use this King of Pentacles energy and this Knight of Cups energy to kind of manifest what I want to manifest into my existence, right? Because we do start May with some level of success. And again, I mean, this doesn't have to be like receiving an award or a promotion, or, you know, it doesn't have to be something very major, but it is whatever is a win for you. And it is something that has been like you have been kind of having to fight for. You know, the Five of Wands also talks about like training, because after the 5 is the 6, right? So this is, you know, kind of really kind of training. And this is where you work all the kinks out. And this is where maybe, you know, you say all of the things that are holding you back so that you can get to this 6 of Wands energy. You can kind of release all this shit and feel good about what you have learned and kind of put that into practice. And then, you know, that's going to help you decide kind of what to do next. I love it. I also think that it's so cool that, you know, these middle cards are all wands. So this is, again, like you're starting to put in the action. It's no longer, you're not really thinking about it so much anymore. You've thought about everything, right? Like there's literally nothing else to do except for actually doing the thing, whatever it is. And you're doing it. And it's kind of like, you know, remembering, like really kind of holding on to, how do I want to feel? Like, does this feel good? If yes, keep doing it. Does this feel bad? If so, change it up. Ain't nobody got time to be feeling bad anymore. It's 2022. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Virgo. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.